Okay. I'm Michael Wolf. I'm here for Art Zealous, and we're doing an interview with Jenny Mushkin-Goldman and Rebecca Goyette. They're going to talk to us about the exhibition Everyday Magic at the National Arts Club. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you, Michael.
So if you want to start the piece that we were just looking at, if you want to start on that piece, we can start talking about the work.
Great.
And you could give us, actually, before we start that, why don't you give us a quick background on the exhibition and how it came about?
Well, Rebecca and I both had artworks that inspired us, or I mean, particularly for me, because I do not come from a ritual background in art historical or in my personal life. Things that, sorry, there's a buzzer for the door. This is an active space that has awakened, at least for me, I've been awakened to certain elements of spiritual practices in artwork that have been able to, it's almost been, I've been given permission to pursue my interests in the intersection between spirituality and art and magic. So, and there's certain works that have done that specifically.
So did you know each other before? How did the discussion start about the exhibition?
Sure. Oh yeah. Rebecca and I, we've met with our mutual friends. Rebecca's an artist, and she has been in, I've included her in many exhibitions that I've curated, but this is the first time we've we've organized a show together.
Okay, cool. In 1995, Genesis Breyer George met Lady J in a dungeon. Lady J was performing as a dominatrix, and they fell instantly in love. They became completely inseparable. And after a while, as they became closer as a couple, they came up with a process of androgyny, where they would dress alike, and they started to have operations performed on themselves to be more like each other, to actually become one. So they were spiritually becoming one and physically becoming one. So this piece, Alchemical Wedding, actually, this hand-blown glass globe.
I'm gonna move around. So
yeah, sure. This hand-blown glass globe contains the hair, fingernails, and skin of Genesis and Lady J.
Something that I am so moved by with the works, especially this work, is that it's representative of the coming together. As this work is trailblazing, innovative, completely, at times to certain perspectives taboo. When I look at this work, I see how it touches upon such a very ancient idea of love and also of ritual, such as the reliquaries of the Catholic tradition, which you can see in cathedrals throughout the world, of parts of the saint's body being preserved. So here, it's their love being preserved. So though it's not part of the Judeo-Christian, say, traditional canon, it is touching upon these traditions in a magical way, in a very powerful, moving way.
It ties in with the Victorian tradition of keeping deceased one's hair, and they would tie it into knots and make it into designs.
Amazing. Exactly. Can I just talk about the sigil in connection with that as well? So an artistic practice that that Genesis and I both share is called sigil magic, and that is creating graphic symbols that are meant to set intentions. So throughout Genesis's practice, Genesis made different forms of sigils, some of them as drawing and painting, but this one is a combined media sigil. This sigil contains heroin bags, bodily fluids, hair, mirror, as you see, and photographs. So it's very multi-layered and very visceral. And unlike the globe of the Alchemic Wedding, we actually have the hair and the bodily fluids on the outside surface of this piece. So this is, again, another aspect of very visceral work that Genesis did that we get to have here with us. Genesis left their body a year ago. And so it's significant to be able to connect to their work here in the space, and to be able to connect to these particular works because of the bodily connection as well.
Great.
I would actually love to talk about Staver.
Yeah.
Can I talk about Staver work? Remember
Yes.
the large
Yes, please.
painting?
Mhm.
Because, so something that, sorry, I have, there's a lot of sculpture in the way, that people have noted, and that we are so happy and proud about, is that the work spans generations and nationalities and location. I mean, we try to be as expansive as possible. This is here.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold this now. Whoops.
Just that one, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is good.
This is our youngest artist, but by no means any less powerful. This is a painting by Staver Klitgaard. It's a visceral work called Licking Wounds, as you can see. Here are two figures with almost fang-like mouths appear like they could be vicious or harming one another, but they're actually in a process of healing, like a cyclical healing each other. Staver created this work coming from a place of psychic, emotional pain, but this is a transformation of that pain in a ritualistic way. This is how I feel it's a ritualistic, transforming that psychic pain into a physical, figurative painting.
Embodiment of the pain.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And their work explores notions of gender identity as a non-binary person. Especially they are interested in, as a femme non-binary person, exploring the ideas of how the world seems to be aggressive towards femme identifying people, and even has a sense, there's aggression, distrust, and even hatred of the femme. So these are notions that they are exploring through mythology and like intermixing mythology with urban legend.
And the pain of the past year, I think everyone can relate to that, and the need to heal.
Yes.
Definitely.
And if you just tell us, the show goes until April 27th, and what are the rules about going to visit? You have to make an appointment. How's that working this year?
There are, it's an appointment through the website of the exhibition, and I'll send you a link. And also that goes straight to the club, and it's just a simple sign-in sheet for COVID safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you just briefly tell us a little bit about the National Arts Club for the people who don't know anything about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a wonderful description of the club. Was founded in 1898. The National Arts Club is a 501c3 nonprofit with the mission to stimulate, foster, and promote public interest in the arts and educate the American people in the fine arts. Annually, the club offers more than 150 free programs to the public, including exhibitions such as ours, theatrical and musical performances, lectures, and readings, attracting an audience of over 25,000 members and guests. So it's, and actually one of the things that I found immediately appealing about the club, I've been a member for over a decade, is that it's one of the only clubs, if not the only, or actually possibly the only club that allowed women to be members from the very beginning.
Oh, really?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And
Oh.
where's it located?
It's located on Gramercy Park South between 3rd Avenue and Park Avenue.
Oh, that leads me to add as well that we're hosting a magic hour on April 12th from 6 to 8 that there will be a limited capacity audience for, and it will also be on Zoom. So in that event, you will be able to see some of the artists performing. Some of the artists are very multimedia and do performance art.
Including Alexis Carl.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Alexis Carl creates spells, and she creates music that is a spell as well. And even these are spells created as scents that she's anointed this altar with.
Mhm.
So her practice is really spanning across mediums. So she's going to be here singing and performing with a Haitian voodoo drummer that
Oh,
she's
wow.
collaborated with for years,
Mhm.
and her troupe of dancers. So it's going to be really multisensory.
And do people, if they want to attend, do they sign up through the same website as for visiting the gallery?
I'll send you details about that.
Okay.
I think it's going to be more like creating a list.
Okay.
It's due to COVID, it's
Yeah.
never been like this in the
And
past.
then there will be a link
Right.
for the Zoom, so everybody can go to the Zoom.
That you mentioned you wanted to hear about.
Yes.
Kinza Najim and Rebecca. Is this a good view? I hope it's not.
Yes, that's
Okay.
good.
So how's
Okay.
that?
That's good.
Okay, great. So this is a very special work called Pleasure and Veil. Kinza collected hijabs and naras from Muslim women in Pakistan, her native country, and also here in New York City. The hijab is a head covering, and the nara is a drawstring that people wear around their pants. In Pakistan, women and transgendered and queer folks are not allowed to show their nara in public at all. Whereas men also wear the drawstring, but it's not a problem if it's shown, if it's exposed.
Mhm.
So what Kinza wanted to do is to break the shame that is connected with the nara. And I'm intentionally touching this nara because she wants each person to come to the gallery and even lightly touch a nara in order to release shame. She took photographs of women in her life exposing their nara. And when she did that, she was able to get the women to share stories about their sexual shame. In fact, women were crying when they broke this taboo.
Mhm.
Now, this work wouldn't even be possible to show in Pakistan. It's
Right.
too controversial. So she's sharing it with us. Now, there's a sound component to the work. And you can hear this breath. Maybe get closer.
It's not quite coming across the video. I think people will have to hopefully be able to visit and be able to experience the
Yeah.
full
So the
power of the
sound-
piece.
Right. So the sound component is the artist herself having an ecstatic ritual with her own body. So she wanted to also transgress taboos for herself as an artist. And it's a very vulnerable aspect to the work. So she wants to show her own pleasure and she wants to dispel these taboos.
That's a very powerful piece.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, thank you very much for the
Okay.
tour.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. And I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Excellent. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.